is a traveling dancer who hails from the world of Fire Emblem Awakening. Through her dancing skills, of which she is extremely modest about, Olivia is able to inspire her allies and use her fluid movements to defeat her foes. Similar to the character Tiki, Olivia is a technical character whose abilities are meant to be applied through a certain playstyle. So let's jump right in to not only see what she can do, but also see how she's meant to be used. Olivia's standard attack string consists of 7 strikes. She will slash left, right, spin forward while slashing left, jump while spinning to attack forwards, throw her sword out like a boomerang and catch it, do a series of attacks while twirling forward again, and finish with a big jumping slash. Something that is immediately striking about Olivia's attacks are just how much movement she incorporates into them. She is almost always moving forward a great deal, allowing you to turn and spin her as you like to better focus on your enemies. However, fitting to her role as a dancer, despite there being a lot of movement here, I feel that she flows very gracefully from attack to attack and is not very hard to use in this way, which gives a much better feel than when doing the same kind of attacks on the Pegasus Knights, for example. I personally think this is a great standard attack string altogether, and actually one of the best ones in the game, possibly right up there with Lyn and Navarre's as one of the very best. Next up, Olivia's heavy attack can only be used once she has had some charge accumulated, which is gained by attacking enemies. With some charge available, she is able to do a spinning dance which restores the awakening and special gauge on any allies that are within its radius. A 100% charge of Olivia's dance is able to refill exactly 1/3 of the special and awakening gauges for a character, which is a bonus for all of your allies, but especially so for Tiki, whose entire playstyle centers around getting her awakening gauge as full as possible as soon as you can, so that you can start going on some dragon rampages. I should also mention that Olivia is not able to give these same bonuses to herself, only to other characters that she's either paired up with or are within her vicinity. And also, yes, this heavy attack is basically an exact copy of Azura's, except with dancing instead of singing. It's not exactly original, but this is an extremely useful support ability to have within your team. For her first heavy attack combo, Olivia does a quick upward slash, launching enemies into the air. This combo is the standard launcher that goes into this spot, the same as any other characters. Although Olivia's is very fast, and unlike some other characters, she has no aerial attacks which continue from this. Instead, you can just land and start juggling your enemy. Next up, for her second combo, she will do a unique spin, attacking all around her before she finishes with a pose. This is a quick attack with a small damage hitbox, which is good for finishing off enemies who are nearby and on low health. For her third combo, Olivia throws out 3 swords in a fan pattern, where they spin for a bit before coming back to her, from where she will then attack forward one last time. This attack is able to produce weak points on any enemies that she is either neutral towards or has an advantage against, and thankfully it's extremely quick with a good final hitbox that makes it hard to miss. Olivia's fourth combo has her throw out 2 tornadoes before doing another jumping slash to attack. This combo hits mainly in front of her, and I think it has a kind of disappointingly small hitbox. Its strongest point is that it is extremely fast, but I usually don't really end up using this combo all that much. For her fifth and final combo, Olivia spins and dances again, similarly to her second combo, except here she throws out and spins several blades all around her while moving forward. This is an absolutely incredible combo with a massive hitbox all around her, something which also makes it very safe to use in most situations. Olivia is primarily an area damager, and this combo is one of her best tools in her kit for that. Being a sword-wielding human, Olivia has no extra weaknesses to account for when it comes to using her on the battlefield. Something that is worth mentioning in this bit, however, is her unique playstyle, which comes from her stat distribution. Up until now, I've only been going over what she's able to do mechanically. However, if you compare Olivia to other sword wielders stat-wise, you are sure to notice one detail. She has an absolutely pitiful strength stat. Basically, a consistent strength stat is sacrificed to instead make way for her ridiculously high skill, speed, and luck stats. Skill is the stat that increases your damage on critical attacks, which are, in other words, the stun gauge break attacks. A high speed stat lengthens the amount of time that you can be in awakening mode, and although the luck stat increases drop quality, through skill crests such as Crom's Luna or Niall's Lethality, you can increase your damage by quite a bit. Olivia's own skill, Gale Force, causes her special and awakening gauges to fill up with each named enemy defeated, something which hints that her playstyle, like Tiki, is built around accessing the awakening mode as soon as possible and keeping it going for as long as you can, refilling it along the way with each enemy slain. Even though Olivia, as a sword user, does not have positive matchups with every weapon you'll encounter along the way, keep in mind that while you're in awakening mode, you are able to bring out an enemy's stun gauge regardless of matchup, something which makes you able to execute critical attacks with ease, which is further boosted by Olivia's extremely high skill stat. She is able to cut through crowds with ease during these extremely long rampages, and because she is already built for executing critical attacks with consistent frequency, I also highly recommend adding the armor break ability to her weapon. The trade-off here is that Olivia can very easily lose half of her already poor defense stats, which makes her a risk to continue using in battle. However, her extreme mobility, seen in basically all of her attacks and combos, does a lot to help keep you out of most danger, while the extra defense granted by being in Awakening mode can also help keep her from breaking too quickly. After the somewhat disappointing release of Lind, the one new unique character from the second DLC pack, who was pretty much just Robin again, I am very happy to say that Olivia is satisfyingly different and complex enough from the rest of the cast to make her more than a welcome addition. Olivia benefits greatly from a very effective weapon and skill build, and with the right preparations, she can easily be made to be one of the most lethal warriors on your cast. While her personality can sometimes rub many players the wrong way, her deadly dancing is nothing to scoff at.
Seems like it ripped up out of nowhere, all around you is not what you foretold. You never see it coming.